Tonight on CTV, we bring you everything you need to know about the coronavirus.
Then, student activists met with university officials to discuss change on campus.
And later, a new app could improve navigation to and from campus. All this and more starting now on CTV.
Good evening, Rams. I'm Jake Oskvarek.
And I'm Janae Hancock. Here's what's happening in the news near you. Colorado Governor Jared Polis declared a state of emergency this morning, just 5 days after the first coronavirus case broke out in Colorado. Under the state of emergency, Polis outlined actions like increased testing capacity and accessibility, providing paid leave, and giving increased guidance to schools. 15 people have tested presumptive positive for the new virus, including one in Larimer County. This action comes as concern about the virus continues to grow worldwide and here on campus. Alexandria has more about how the university is going to respond.
Thanks, Janae. Yesterday, CSU Public Safety Team sent an email to campus community informing students and faculty that all non-essential, non-athletic university travel has been canceled effective immediately. This includes travel through the Office of International Programs and alternative spring breaks. Additionally, any person traveling from CSU from an alert level 2 or 3 country must be prepared to self-isolate for 14 days before being allowed on campus. I talked to students to see how they felt about the virus hitting so close to home.
It is scary when they do have the resources for on campus that say instructors prepare the resources to switch over to online.
There's so many public places like the dining halls, the rec center, walking to and from classes, you're just near people, and something a lot more serious such as the coronavirus can really get out of hand.
I've been getting Joyce McConnell's emails, and so I definitely think CSU will do what's right for CSU.
Students also think that if the situation continues to get worse, taking classes online may be the way to go.
Depends if more people end up getting sick in Larimer County.
It means moving on to online and having us all go home, then that's what's best, just to help stop this outbreak.
I think it would be helpful if they move the classes online.
And I definitely think that they should if it widespreads around Larimer.
As for tips and tricks on what you should do to stay healthy,
just be mindful of what you're doing to stop it.
Use common sense, I guess, wash your hands, don't touch your face, and hopefully we don't have to really feel the consequences of the coronavirus here at CSU.
You know, after talking with all these students, everyone has mixed emotions. In fact, I don't know how they feel about going online, but hopefully we'll get an update before spring break. Back to you, Jake and Janae.
Thanks, Alexandria. There is one small, unexpected silver lining to the growing coronavirus concern. Plummeting gas prices, crude oil prices are expected to fall to their lowest in 4 years as supply remains high and demand falls as people cancel their travel plans. Gas prices usually climb at this time because of spring break travels. However, the coronavirus has affected economies worldwide since mid-February, thus leading this price decrease. People can expect prices to continue to fall throughout the spring season.
With the coronavirus pandemic affecting everything from gas prices to class cancellations, it is also beginning to affect athletics. Now we are joined by sports anchors Erica Johnson and Brendon Fairbarin. Erica, how is this affecting March Madness?
With all the tournaments going on, getting ready for the national tournament, one was canceled as of today. The Ivy League canceled the entire tournament, and there are no more games going on, and it's all due to the coronavirus scare. The tournament was supposed to be held in Boston, but Massachusetts has 92 confirmed cases and counting of the coronavirus.
This has led to a lot of controversy, considering that the winner of the tournament is sent to the national tournament. However, this was even more true for the Ivy League, since the #1 seed Yale men's team was selected to represent the Ivy League, even though Harvard was only 1 game behind them in the standings.
Well, yeah, I can't imagine how frustrating that must be to not even have the chance to fight for your position in the tournament.
That's super frustrating. And a lot of that I didn't even know, so just to hear it, that's a lot.
I'd be mad if I was Harvard, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
And Princeton.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch. Till September. I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs. And that's still not enough to put food on the table. I am a 16-year-old boy who just got my first job to help feed my little sisters. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew they were hungry.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Welcome back from the break. Now back to campus news. On Thursday, President Joyce McConnell sent an email to CSU campus community members about an open letter to administration requesting a meeting with CSU leaders, staff members, and faculty members. Yesterday, the well-known group around campus Not Proud to Be held a closed meeting to state the spring 2020 student demands.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
172. That's how many days Not Proud to Be says they've been waiting on promised action from the administration through the Race, Bias, and Equity Initiative as a solution to the hostile campus environment. Their demands include developing a university-wide protocol for all entities to use responding to bias-related incidents. President Joyce McConnell released a statement regarding what the administration has done so far, mentioning more about frequent use of existing platforms, more person-to-person communication, and regular email updates about the diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. She closes with the statement, "We hear our students, and we are committed to the ongoing conversation about these and other critical issues at CSU."
2 weeks ago, we reported a story regarding the inconveniences that the trains running through town create. Now, a Fort Collins man and his wife have created a Twitter account pertaining to when trains are passing through town in an effort to mitigate traffic concerns.
The trains in Fort Collins that run through town are an annoyance to most, but one man and his wife took it upon themselves to help alert people as to their comings and goings via a Twitter page.
There was an article in the Colorado about 4 or 5 years ago where Darren Atterbury, the city manager, was commenting on the fact that they couldn't get schedule information from the train companies. And he was sharing the idea of someone creating an app, but that they didn't have the data in order to create the app. And I live about a mile south of Harmony, right in view of the train tracks, and I thought, well, I can literally look out my window and see if a train's going by. So maybe we could put together some technology that could help solve that problem and give people downtown a little bit of a heads up that a train's about to hit town.
While the Fort Collins Traffic Operations does a good job of monitoring the traffic, the Twitter account is a handy tool for students who need to plan accordingly to get to class.
The page has been up for about 2 years. It's been slowly but steadily getting more and more people, and then with the double trains that have been coming through town, it's kind of gotten a larger increase in interest. People have commented on Twitter that they enjoy having the information. I think it's sort of creating, we didn't intend it to have it be this way, but it's sort of creating this community of people that, oh, I'm stuck at the train now, I'm at Prospect and I'm waiting for it to go by, or they'll give updates as to whether it's moving particularly slowly or particularly quickly, or something along those lines. So we're getting some feedback that people enjoy having the information, that's for sure.
To stay in the loop of when trains may affect your commute, follow @NoCoTrain Twitter.
3 suspects were arrested in connection to a shooting that occurred last Thursday night. Around 10:30 at night, police responded to shots fired at Antigua Drive and Saddlebrook Lane. When officers arrived at the scene, they found a suspicious vehicle that pulled the car over. During the search, a stolen handgun was found. Walter Herrera and Christian Buendia were arrested during a traffic stop on Thursday, and Andrew Herrera was arrested over the weekend. All are being held on several accounts of prohibited use of weapons, driving on an expired license, and bail violations.
It's an unlikely partnership between college students and elementary school kids who team up to achieve their dreams. The partnership establishes CSU as the first official higher education partner of the Boys and Girls Club. That means the university will provide comprehensive support to students during their time as members of the Boys and Girls Club and wraparound support for members who chose to attend CSU to ensure success during their entire time at the university. Within the partnership, students who participate in this club will be taught that higher education is a real possibility for them. They will be given opportunities to engage with CSU's Access Centers as students and be provided resources through the community for excellence and other support services aimed at increasing student success. The director told us that partnership with CSU Boys and Girls Club wouldn't be where they are without CSU.
I love that so much. I just love supporting younger children, and they're literally our future, so.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
It's a really good thing to get behind.
Awesome. Well, Jeff, last week you found some mini scientists. This week I've heard you found some mini artists.
Once again, you're right. Both of them equally as cool. I'll show you right here after the break.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
Welcome back, Rams. I'm Jeffery Lindblom, and we have more breaking news concerning the coronavirus. Popular music festivals Coachella and Stagecoach have been rescheduled due to more concerns of the infection spreading. The festivals have been moved all the way back to the month of October, a full 7 months into the future. The organizations say that they take the safety of their community very seriously and urge everyone to follow guidelines set by the public health officials. Some great things happening as we march deeper into March, like the Larimer County Annual Film Festival. Aligning with Awareness Month, the event seeks to dispel stereotypes about individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The festival highlights short films that spread awareness about those with disabilities. The films range from 2 through 10 minutes in duration, with an emphasis on local submissions. One of the many goals is to help families that battle intellectual and developmental disabilities know they're not alone through struggles and frustrations, and that there are viable services and support systems that individuals and families may connect with in order to give, in order to aid their given circumstances, no matter how unique they are. Speaking to not being alone, Fort Collins is a dog-friendly community. Dr. Tracy Thomas, who runs Elder Pet Care, noticed a trend of people unable to afford their veterinary needs when she was young in her career. As some people get later in their years, having a pet is all that they have. We're in a time where simply walking through the doors of a clinic costs $75. That's why Dr. Thomas has been making vet visits affordable for those who are 60 and older. Many of the seniors are on a tight budget, so they pay based on their income. Over the 10 years she's been running the clinic, she's accumulated over 3,000 seniors who are dependent on her care. Dr. Thomas is hoping as things get later in her years that there will be a means to continue serving the community. As of now, she's not ready to retire, but is welcoming any help she can get to keep her doors open. During March, a lot of attention is brought to things that are well-deserving of awareness, historical awareness included. That's why this last Saturday, I turned back the dial of time to the early 1930s.
This is Family Day, where youth is being led on a journey through the artistic movements of the 1930s.
So we kind of work with the faculty as well as students to bring in all this education programs that kind of relate to one of the exhibits that we're doing.
The exhibition currently on view is based on an artistic group called Cercle et Carré, or Circle and Squares. Founded in 1929, the group served as a stepping stone for other international artistic movements in the 1930s in places like Paris and South America.
We encourage children that are about 5 to 12 years old to come out with their families and have a time to experience what we do as a museum, but also have very specific activities that are built around our, most current exhibition.
This one's all about abstraction, so kids are working with a degree of randomness here and piecing together jaded circles and squares. which, again, is the English translation of the exhibition currently on display.
We really want, kids of that age group to come in and to experience art in a, very welcome, they're just coming at any time. It's a drop-in program. They don't have to feel pressured like they're, there's a lecture that they have to sit through. It's an educational activity, but also it's really fun because they get to work with these students and the faculty who make it really interesting.
The museum works with the program BRAINY, an acronym for Bringing Arts Integration to Youth, and aspires to get children who would not have the opportunity otherwise involved with art.
They're the ones that are also kind of working on that, and they know exactly what they're doing. They're amazing.
Abstract art, confusingly piecing together randomness into something that hopefully makes sense. Sounds a lot like my life. It's been 2 painstaking weeks since I've had the chance to talk about beer. I can't wait any longer. I'm pouring it all out now. The Poudre River is a necessary feature near Fort Collins. It's nourished the region for centuries. With population increases, the stress on water demands does too. The Poudre Heritage Alliance raises awareness about water issues with the Poudre Pour, a space where 16 local breweries, including New Belgium, Odell Brewing, and Horse and Dragon, will all come together to strut their stuff. Each drink will be paired with an appetizer made from farm produce that's been raised on Poudre River water. Carol Cochran, owner of Horse and Dragon Brewing Company, cares deeply about the Poudre River and has come to realize how vital the source is. That's why for breweries, watershed is vital to make great beer. To find out more, check out poudreheritage.org/Poudre-pour. I'm glad that I was finally able to get a hint of beer in there somewhere, but that's all I've conjured up for you this week. I'll see you all again soon. Until then, everyone do keep your hands clean, but don't go anywhere yet. Allie Small has your weekly weather report coming up next.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Stay tuned to find out just how long this beautiful weather is going to last.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent like me.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. I'm Allie Small, your weather anchor for tonight. Let's get right into it with the current conditions. It's mostly clear, currently 54 degrees. The sunset took place not so long ago at 7:02 p.m., and we have about 9-mile-per-hour winds going on right now. It honestly was a perfect day on campus today. People were wearing tank tops, shorts, t-shirts, enjoying the sun. However, it was a little bit cloudy, but not too bad. Luckily, our snow piles are finally melting. Classes were taken outside today, and people even whipped out their unicycles and rollerblades. Let's get right into it with the overnight lows. Over on the west side, we've got scattered 20s with the exception of Grand Junction with 39. And as we look down the I-25 corridor, we've got scattered 30s with the exception of Denver at the highest at 35. And now taking a look at the over on the east side, we've got scattered 20s with the exception of Burlington with 31. And for tomorrow's forecast, the high will be 66 with a low of 39. It's going to be sunny and dry. The wind is going to be 13-mile-per-hour winds with the sunset taking place at 7:03 p.m. Taking a look at the west side for tomorrow's highs towards the mountains, we've got scattered numbers. Almosa is the highest with 59 degrees, and Gunnison is at its lowest with 41 degrees. As we take a look down the I-25 corridor, we've got scattered 60s with the exception of Pueblo with 73. And as we look over on the east side, we've got scattered 70s, Lamar at the hot spot at 75, and Lamar with the lowest at 68. For the 5-day forecast, enjoy tomorrow because it's our last warm day for the next 5 days. The high is 66, sunny,
Perfect. On Thursday, it cools down a little bit. It's partly cloudy. The high is 53 at the low of 30. And then Friday is the high of 42 at the low of 28. It's a little bit, I would be wary if you're traveling for spring break because we're going to get rain and snow. So for your travel purposes, please be aware of that. And for the weekend, it's going to warm up again with the high of 54 and a low of 31. And then the high of 59 on Sunday with the low of 30 and only partly cloudy. That's all for weather, but stay tuned for Erica Johnson and Brendon Fairbarin bringing you the latest in Rams sports. What do you two have for us?
Thanks, Allie. Coming up next on Primetime Sports, Brendon and I debate which NFL free agent quarterback will be the father time.
Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after the break.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man, women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
Welcome back from the break, Rams, and to Primetime Sports. I'm Brendon Fairbarin.
And I'm Erica Johnson. Men's lacrosse won both their matchups last weekend against North Dakota State and University of Minnesota.
The Rams are 3-0 to start the season, mainly due to senior midfielder Derek Delahanty, who is doing the most this week. Delahanty had 9 goals, 2 assists, and 9 ground balls last weekend, proving why he was first-team all-conference midfield last year, and why he is a unanimous team captain of this team. If he keeps on putting stats like this will not be his last time on doing the most. But Erica, you got to let us know, who's doing the most for female athletics this week?
Ashley Ruiz is my doing the most this week. She's a top player in these 2 games, for the last 2 games for the Rams that they dominated, closing the series, winning over Purdue. She leads the team in RBIs with 18 and has 20 base hits and 36 total bases this season. She was a big part of that hitting team, so she really just led the team in the hits and really did great on those last 2 games. So that is why she gets my doing the most this week.
Well, Erica, the softball players weren't the only ones who had a bounce-back weekend. The men's baseball team beat Wilson State College twice out of a 3-game series last weekend. The Rams' next game is against their rival, CU Boulder.
With the Buffs coming into town, it was only appropriate to ask Ram Nation for our first Rambuzz question, who they thought will win this weekend, the Rams or the Buffs. I'm gonna have to go with the Rams just because, you know, they obviously won the poll. It was a big poll, but yeah, I have to go with the Rams. Who are you going with?
Erica, this is probably the only time I choose CU over CSU, but men lie, women lie, numbers don't. The Buffs are 6-0 on the season, outscoring opponents 54-18, and not to mention their pitcher Matthew Clausen is an absolute stud. He allowed 0 runs against SMU last week, and they're the 2019 Colorado Classic champions. I expect this game to be close, but the Buffs are going to take this in the final innings.
How can you? Do you even go to CSU?
Don't pull that card on me. Don't pull that card. You can't do that.
You're rooting for CU. Come on. CSU has won 6 NCBA national championships, and 40% of their 2019, at-bat players are still here, and 46% of the innings pitched by pitchers in 2019 are still on the team as well. So I just think that CSU is gonna beat CU, obviously, and so did the Rambuzz.
Yeah, Erica, I just need to mention how you got over 100 votes on this one Rambuzz question.
I know, a lot of people are excited for this rival game because CSU is going to win.
Well, Erica, personally, I'm more of a football guy. I'm excited for free agency next week. There's a lot of notable free agent quarterbacks this year.
Yeah, this free agent quarterback class is the best that I have seen in years. We couldn't pass up the opportunity to ask Rams on what they thought about Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and Phillip Rivers.
For our second Ram Buzz question, we asked Rams which NFL free agent quarterback they thought would have the longest career. Here we have Tom Brady at 48%, Drew Brees at 43%, and Phillip Rivers at 9%. Erica, before I drop some facts, who are you choosing?
I'm choosing Drew Brees. Come on, Drew Brees showed little to no decline in the last 2 seasons. Yeah, and well, the thumb, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, but despite 5 games that he was out, for that he had 2,979 yards, 27 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions for the whole season. Come on, and he was out 5 games. I think those yards could go up even more. And I don't know, yeah, I don't see how you can choose anybody else because, I mean, maybe Tom Brady, but Drew Brees, they're going to want to back, and he's going to be here for another 5 years, and he's already said that. So who is your pick here?
Erica, once again, I'm disagreeing with you. I'm picking Tom Brady, the only man that could be Father Time. And forget these rumors that he's going to the Colts, he's going to the Raiders. He's staying where he belongs with the greatest coach of all time in Foxborough. And why they're going to make this work? Because of their run game. They don't need Brady to put up these crazy numbers like he did in the last years. They're going to rely on Sony Michel, Rex Burkhead, and James White for their offensive production. But what complements a good run game? An even better defense. They had 25 interceptions and 5 touchdowns. I'm not making that stat up. They were the #1 defense. They have Gilmore, Defensive Player of the Year, Chung, Hightower, and the McCourty twins. They can match up with any offense in this league. Brady's going to play till he's 45.
Hey, 45 for Brees as well. He's already said that he thinks he can go until 2024. Puts him at 45.
I'll see you in a few years. We'll see who's right.
Well, Brendon, we can stand up here and argue all night, or debate all night about the football, but I'd rather get to these amazing videos for Can You Do That? For our first clip, we have UTEMP men's basketball player Deion Stroud doing the farthest alley-oop I have ever seen.
Look at this, all the way across from the stands, from the
bounces
nosebleeds.
Off. Oh my goodness.
Perfect timing. And 180 too. Got to mention the 180.
Oh yeah, the 180. Oh,
I think anyone would give that one a 10, but Dwayne Wade, he's giving that one a 9. You can't even impress that guy. For our second Can You Do That play, we go to Clemson University where Tommy Tannenbaum teams up with Tigers track star Anthony Hamilton Jr. for a flipping cool dunk. Erica, you can do that backflip part, right?
Oh, I could totally do the backflip part.
I can't do that part. Why is this guy playing track? He should be playing basketball. I don't get that.
Right. And for our last clip, we go right down I-25 where Ryan Lee of the Colorado Mammoth does a mid-air diving goal.
Yeah, this one happens kind of fast.
Yeah,
I had to watch this
see it
twice.
at first.
Yeah, the ref didn't even believe it. He called it no good.
Oh, there's no goalie
This is the best angle.
interference here. As you can tell, he doesn't
Totally
touch
juked it
the.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have that fast reaction time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
insane.
right in the corner.
Just batted right in.
Yeah, that was a crazy comeback for the Mammoth.
That was. But remember, if you are able to do any of these, make sure to show us on Twitter at sports_CTV. We'll make sure to include you on next week's show. I know Brendon and I would love to see if any of you can do what we saw tonight.
Well, Rams, that's all we have for this week.
Tune in tomorrow for Women in Sports, where they talk about a couple. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.